we have the keys down here. The 2018 Triumph Bonneville Speedmaster. Very, very comfortable riding position here. We've got the swept back. We got the swept back handlebars. Throttle response is really good here. This guy's getting his tires warmed up, I guess. But really nice throttle response just right off the bat, and a nice deep throaty sound here coming from the exhaust. We've got not your typical forward controls here. I would say technically they are forward controls, but if you're used to riding like a Harley Davidson cruiser, these forward controls are more like a in-between forward and mid controls. But I mean, this is an extremely comfortable riding position, and I would really liken this riding position, if you're a Harley rider, to the Softail lowrider. Yeah, even at stop here, you've got a nice sound of the exhaust. This is my first time on a Triumph motorcycle, so a really nice sound, really well balanced bike. I've got to reach forward here a little bit with my toe here to get this shifter lever. But that just, I think, means that it's suited more for a taller rider. Cancel this turn signal. No self-canceling turn signals here. We've got the turn signal here on the left and right. Horn. Looks like a trip toggle here. And I know that ABS comes standard here on the Bonneville Speedmaster, so really nice there. Right off the bat, the brakes feel really nice, responsive, not spongy. And it's, with the ABS, I know that sometimes you've got to, if you're gonna make a hard stop, you've really got to give it a hard squeeze. But no, it's really nice feeling brakes. We've got the hazards here on the right, and I'm not exactly sure. I've got an open lane here. Whoa. Nice sporty feel there on the throttle when you got to get on it there in the low RPMs. Not bad at all. Cancel out that turn signal, something I got to get used to. Got to adjust these mirrors, can't really see out of them. But what you've got here too is these nice long arms here on the mirrors, so not difficult to see out of at all. No shoulders in the way. This is a 6-speed wet clutch, and it's nice and smooth shifting. Very, very impressed so far with this bike. And not like with the Harley Davidsons, you don't have that clunk there on the nice lean angle. Really get into that. Cancel. Yeah, so there's, if you're used to riding a Harley Davidson cruiser, you don't have that clunk on the shift. It's very, very smooth, and really all around about this bike, just very smooth. The suspension here feels really nice, really balanced here, and this parallel twin 1200cc engine feels really sporty And I know that Triumph really prides themselves in this torque in the low and the high RPMs, and I can definitely attest to that. It gets on it in the low RPM, but also here in the high RPM, still no lack of power in the low end or the high end of the RPM. But again, this seat's very comfortable, really plush. It comes with this solo saddle, but also with the passenger pillion there on the rear fender, and just a really fun bike to ride. The gauge here in the front, I'm wearing a full face helmet here, and I'm having no problems here seeing the gauge. That's one of the nice things about other bike companies that I've come to notice, that the gauges they put in a place where you can see them without having to put your head down. It's kind of the one, if I was to have a complaint about Harley Davidson cruisers, having the gauges on the tank, and I think Yamaha does that too with their cruisers. It's not easy to see, and when that second that you drop your head to take a look at your gauge, someone stops hard in front of you, and that's not good news. So this is just going to be a short ride, because this is one of the bikes that's actually on their lot. So just when I'm starting to get used to riding this bike, it's it's going to be time to turn it back in. But no, real impressive, fun bike to ride. I know this was just a short test ride, but nothing but good things to say about this Speedmaster. The bike that I'm going to ride later, the Bobber, we're going to go on a little bit longer of a test ride. So we'll get another feel for this 1200cc parallel twin engine. But just on this short ride, I can tell you, it's not lacking for power, not lacking in comfort. I mean, this is just a fun bike to ride. And I can tell, not only would it be fun, I mean, just sitting on this saddle, man, I could ride on this thing all day. So not only is it going to be fun to ride, you're also going to be able to go out for a leisurely stroll around about on a little bit longer ride. So yeah, like I said, this was a fast ride, but just a hoot. Can definitely recommend this bike if you are looking into getting a Triumph cruiser. And again, this sound from the exhaust, no slouch. All right, guys. So as I'm watching this guy get ready to ride the Triumph Speedmaster, a couple things I failed to mention about this bike is the nice low stance on the bike. I could flat foot it at stops, and again, like I was saying earlier, really well balanced.
Master, and wanted to get some more impressions before I forget and before I get back on the road to go home. Again, like I said, very comfortable, balanced, really well balanced motorcycle. I have nothing but good things to say about my motorcycle, but because it was such a short ride, I didn't get to say everything that I wanted to say. So just to recap here, such a low seat ride, and I'll put that statistic down here for you, because I was flat footing it at stops, and also, even though it had the low seat height, getting into those turns, even though they were at lower speeds, really comfortable getting into the turns. Because you're at a low center of gravity too, it just really felt really confident in the turns. It has some pretty wide tires, so still, you know, it was just super confident in the turns, so nothing to worry about there. And it doesn't hurt also that the bike only weighs in the in the high 500-pound range in running order. So you put all those together and it makes for a really fun and a really sporty feeling cruiser. Again, the dimensions and the power are, if you're going to want to compare them to a Harley Davidson motorcycle, are a lot like an 883 iron. But to me, it feels a lot sportier and it feels a lot more competent when it comes to acceleration and getting into the turns. This bike to me feels, I would, if I wasn't a diehard Harley guy, I would definitely consider buying a Triumph Bonneville Speedmaster. So guys, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up down there. Hopefully I didn't offend any of my diehard Harley guys. But if you're also so inclined, you can hit the subscribe button. I'll pop that up right over here. And I'll also throw up some links over here in this direction for you guys to check out if you want to go straight to one of my other videos. Guys, if you're riding, be safe. And if you're not riding, get riding. This is that one guy, and I'm out.